Hello everyone, Happy New Year. Today is the New Year's Eve of 2018, so I'm going to share a Chinese poem on the New Year. Of course, it's about the Chinese New Year, the Spring Festival. Anyhow, different places, different peoples, they share a lot of similarities, which is the biggest festival in a year, and it mostly likely it's about family reunion, dining together, celebrating for the new year and looking forward. Of course, there's so many differences as well. Let's see this poem, 元日 by Wang Anshi, which describes the Chinese New Year's Day. Wang Anshi is a very famous poet and politician in the Song dynasty, and 元日, which means the first day of the new year. Yuan is the very first, means not only refers to the dynasty Yuan Chao, the Yuan dynasty. So normally it always refers to the very beginning. 元日, the very first beginning day of the day. So that's the new year. The Song dynasty was divided into North Song dynasty and South Song dynasty. Wang Anshi belongs to the time of the North Song dynasty. Actually, the North Song dynasty is much a bigger country, which consists of the Yellow River and also with the Yangtze River, and south the Pearl River, which is Guangdong Canton province areas. And later on, the Song dynasty gave away a lot of land to the northerners, so they moved their capital from the city Bianliang, which is Kaifeng city in Henan province today, to Hangzhou city later on, which was called Lin'an. The capital name actually implies a lot. Lin means temporary, An is safe. So the capital of the South Song dynasty name implies a lot. It's not a good place, which means Hangzhou is not a place. It's far away from the conscious or the knowledge from today's people. And of course, not for not too long, the South Song dynasty was conquered by the Yuan dynasty. The Song dynasty gone, finally. So Wang Anshi was still at a bit rather well or strong Song dynasty, but the signal shows not good, because the corruptions, because the weak of the army, they cannot defend their homeland at the north boundaries. So Wang Anshi was a very famous politician. He wanted to make some revolutions to change or reforms to make the Song dynasty strong again, like Donald Trump make Song dynasty strong again. Okay, that's basically the big picture. And this poem was written just after the Wang Anshi got the power, and he was about to execute the new policies, his reforms. 元日，王安石。爆竹声中一岁除，春风送暖入屠苏。千门万户曈日，总把新桃换旧符。And the surface is quite a simple poem. It just described the things people doing in the New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve, in the New Year's Day. But first of all, I want to talk about little about New Year's Eve, because after a long preparation for the foods and the celebrating things, in the New Year's Eve, the family will reunion together, and they will have a very, very long dinner, dining together, and maybe some gamblings, mahjong, and play some games. And later on, it's a very, very important activity, 守岁, which means the people won't sleep the whole night. They will stick to it. It's a little bit difficult for the kids, but of course that's also the most fun part for the kids, because normally the kids never spend the whole night and was encouraged not sleep the whole night. And when the first sound of the chicken sings, which means the dawn comes, it's the morning time, the people will go out, and also the new day starts. The first day of the new year starts from that time. So this poem actually is describing the activities after the chicken sings the first sound. So the whole family, they play some games or stay together to spend the whole night. When the first sound of the chicken sings, the kids rushed out. It's the New Year's Day. It's the starting of the day. They play the fireworks, and make the sound, 鞭炮. So that's the most fun part, and also that's the big interest for the kids to stay the whole night, not sleep. So that's the time they have a good time to play around. And the family, the mother, fathers will prepare the first dinner for the New Year's Day. And in the northern, we are going to boiling the dumpling, 饺子, and the southerners would eat 元宵 or 汤圆儿, which in the English is no difference, all dumplings, but for the people, the Chinese peoples, the northerners, the southerners, it's a big difference. First of all, the name is different. 饺子 for the northerners, 汤圆儿 for the southerners, and the stuff inside is different, and also the shape is quite different. 汤圆儿is just like a ball. The 饺子, everybody know, it's a little with some shapes. So the first two sentences actually describe the first thing first in the first time of the day. That's the chicken sings and the people's doing, and that's the things or the images in every Chinese mind when we think about the Chinese New Year's, fireworks, dumplings. So that's the first image. In the second sentence is 春风送暖入屠苏. It doesn't mention the dumplings, and the 屠苏 is a wine with grass plant, which is to avoid the evil things. When you drink it, it can help you to prevent the evil things. But this is only the part of the things of the first dinner in the morning, in the first day. So when the Chinese mind saw this, he know that's the first dinner, and of course, dumpling, Okay, so that's the why the poem doesn't mention dumpling, and I explained a lot things on dumpling, because that's the things when you read the Tu Su, but actually the things reflected in a Chinese mind is dumpling. And also there is a little of the feelings or sensations here. 春风送暖入屠苏, the warm spring wind blows into the vines. So something good would happen very soon. The third and fourth sentence is getting big. 千门万户曈曈日. 千门万户, the capital city Bianliang or Kaifeng city today, is a very prosperous city. Someone said it has a 1 million population at times, so it's a very big city. And here it can refer to the capital city Bianliang, or it can refer to the whole country, the people in the whole country, because 曈曈日, the bright and warm sunlight. The sunlight implies the emperor, actually. So all the people in the country is under the emperor's power or ruling, and the emperor is bright and warm to every family. 总把新桃换旧符, and this is another Chinese culture in the New Year's Day, to replace the wood plate on the door. The door has two doors, actually. The classic Chinese door has two doors. So there's a wood plate on each of the door. There's a figure carved on the doors, which is the guard who will prevent the family's door from evil things. So that's very important, to guard the families. And families is also always referred or implied as a country. So here also implies the Wang Anshi himself has taken the power. He's replacing some of the old politicians, and with the bright warm light, with the good emperor, he will lead the country to a better place, make the Song dynasty strong again. So the last two sentences, third and fourth sentence, actually has a lot of strong political metaphor here. The poet Wang Anshi himself implies he was the taofu, the guard on the door, to guard the country, to avoid the invasion from the northerners. And he also contributed all these things to the emperor, the bright, warm sunlight. Is it a flirt to the emperor? I'm not sure. Anyhow, it's all on the surface, it's all describing the things, activities of a very, very typical Chinese New Year's. And till today, nobody actually think about the political meanings behind of this poem. All these poems remind Chinese is a very, very good, happy and warm Chinese New Year. So this is still be recited again and again in the Chinese New Year and literature till now. For my personal experience, this poem always reminds me my childhood. So the several days before the Chinese New Year, your parent is preparing the foods in the kitchen and preparing a lot of things around. It's quite different from the normal days, and you always smell the good smells of the food that you'll not eat in the normal days. And also the fireworks. Some parents, it's a little bit restrict, though they won't allow you to play the fireworks before the Chinese New Year. So you had to wait with your fireworks in your hand, and until the first day, you can when you hear the chicken sings, you just rush out, play your fireworks. That's a lot of fun, and remind me a lot of things vividly, actually. But the pity that today's China has so big changes. You cannot play fireworks in most cities, in big cities, and also the kids are not fed very well in the normal days. So the New Year's foods, no matter how it is, there's no surprise or no thinkings for the kids. And another tradition is to make new clothes for the kids for the New Year's. And that's nothing for today's Chinese kids. So, and also the families became very small, 2 people, 3 people, at most 4 peoples. And not like the days before. It's a big family reunion, 3rd generation, so maybe sometimes 4 generations in one room. That's so many fun of it. Okay, so don't be too disappointed when if you get to China to spend the Chinese New Year's locally. You find there's nothing you find nothing described in this poem. There's no surprise for a normal Chinese. He didn't have the chance to do these activities or to experience the situations described in this poem. Anyhow, the words, the poems are always there. Every Chinese, they will be reminded something by this poem, even it's not by his real experience or real activities, something associated with these poems, but still some images remains. Wild imagination, maybe. Okay, that's for today. Okay, before we end last, that's a very interesting knowledge here. So the name for the time, we have the day, which is 日, and we have the month, which is 月, and also we have the year, which is name of the 年. In this poem, you can see 除岁 is you remove 1 year and you enter to the new year. The year is called as 岁. And this is a real Chinese tradition, I can tell you, because the 日 actually is something on the heavens, the sun, the day in the Mandarin, I mean. And the 月, the month in the Mandarin actually is the moon, the same character, or actually it's derived from the moon. In the meaning it's derived from the moon, from the sun. But it's all something objects in the heaven. But for the year actually there's nothing correspond to the real subject. Look at your dictionary, you can find it. anyhow, 岁 is the object in the heaven. It's juniper, the star of juniper. And in the ancient time, people calculate days, months, and years by looking to the heavens. The juniper moves around 12 years across the sky every 12 years once. So the Chinese divided the sky into 12 segments. So when they looked at juniper from move one segment, they know 1 year passed. So 除岁 means the juniper moved from maybe the segment 3 to the segment 4. He removed the segment 3 and entered to the segment 4. So that's 岁, juniper, the star is. So this is the real traditional Chinese origins of the day, the months, the year. So remember that? 岁, 除岁. Okay, I wish you all have a very happy new year and dining and party and what else? Family reunion, maybe. Okay, that's so many difference from the traditional Chinese New Year's. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.